In the depths of the internet, where darkness and curiosity collide, a social media star named Ethan Chase rose to prominence. With millions of followers hanging on to his every word, he became the embodiment of fame in the digital age. But little did he know, the house he had just moved into would become the stage for a nightmare beyond his wildest imagination. Ethan was a young man with a perpetually charming smile, ready to conquer the world one video at a time. His viewers admired his carefree attitude, eagerly awaiting each upload to escape their mundane lives. When he announced his recent relocation to a remote, secluded mansion, their excitement reached a fever pitch. Nestled deep in the heart of the countryside, the house stood like a towering sentinel, its formidable presence sending shivers down the spines of those who passed by. Ethan, however, saw it as an opportunity, a blank canvas where he could craft his videos in an atmosphere of mystery and suspense. On a fateful evening, with the sun casting long shadows across the sprawling estate, Ethan set up his camera in the living room. The room was adorned with vintage furniture and whispered secrets from decades long gone. A single lamp cast an eerie glow, lending an ethereal quality to the scene. As the recording light blinked to life, Ethan launched into his captivating performance, discussing his plans for the future in his signature enthusiastic voice. Unbeknownst to Ethan, something sinister lurked in the dark corners of his new abode. His viewers, eager for the next viral sensation, watched with bated breath, waiting for the unexpected twist that would send shivers down their spines. And twist they received, but not the kind they had anticipated. Halfway through the video, a vigilant viewer noticed a subtle movement in the background. Fingers trembling, they paused the video, rewound, and pressed play again. There it was, a fleeting glimpse of a figure, barely visible but undeniably present. Panic spread through the comment section like wildfire, as the revelation was met with a mix of disbelief and raw terror. As Ethan continued his monologue, oblivious to the intrusion unfolding behind him, the figure inched closer, slowly but surely. Its silhouette was twisted and distorted, a grotesque shadow come to life. The viewer's apprehension grew with every passing second, their minds racing to comprehend the true nature of the interloper. With a sudden burst of movement, the intruder lunged at Ethan, knocking the camera askew. The livestream abruptly ended, leaving viewers in a state of panic. Messages flooded in, begging Ethan for answers, demanding to know what had happened. But the silence was deafening. Ethan had vanished, swallowed whole by the clutches of the malevolent presence. The incident went viral, capturing the attention of both internet sleuths and local authorities. The house became a place of infamy, its dark history unraveling as investigators dug deeper. Tales of previous occupants consumed by madness and unexplained disappearances sent chills down the spines of those brave enough to listen. As the investigation unfolded, an unsettling truth emerged. The figure in the video was no ordinary intruder. It was an embodiment of the house itself, a malevolent force that fed on fear and despair, using the unwitting social media star as its latest prey. Ethan's disappearance became just another chapter in a long, blood-stained history. To this day, the video remains etched in the minds of those who witnessed the horror that unfolded. It serves as a chilling reminder that not everything found in the depths of the internet is mere entertainment, and that sometimes, behind the glamour and fame, lies a darkness eager to consume those who dare to venture too far into its clutches. And as for Ethan, he remains lost, a mere memory in the twisted tales whispered among those who dare to speak the name of the house, a place that forever haunts the online realm, waiting for its next victim. In the forgotten corners of a small town, buried beneath the veil of obscurity, there lived a young man named Jake. He was no different from the rest of his generation, seeking validation in the digital realm, where the promise of overnight fame and the allure of a life untethered seemed within reach. It was on TikTok, the realm of fleeting trends and viral sensations, that Jake found his stage, his voice, and ultimately, his downfall. Jake's fame was born out of a reckless disregard for his own well-being, an insatiable hunger for attention that grew with every adrenaline-pumping stunt he devised. Unholy alliances with danger became his calling card, capturing the attention of millions who marveled at his audacity. The world was his playground, a twisted carnival where he would dance on the precipice of mortality for mere likes and followers. He climbed skyscrapers, scaling heights that would make a falcon tremble with vertigo. With a brazen disregard for safety, he leapt into the abyss, defying gravity's grip on mortal souls. His stunts were a ballet of recklessness, fueling the hearts of his followers with a potent mix of awe and terror. The rush of adrenaline coursing through his veins was intoxicating, addicting him to the applause of strangers, who had become his twisted audience. But every story of hubris and glory is tempered by darkness, by an unforeseen force lurking in the shadows. And on this fateful day, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Jake's path took an ominous turn. A chance encounter with a woman, her age veiled by the inky cloak of mystery, would forever alter the course of his life. Jake, oblivious to the brewing tempest of fate, saw in her a mere pawn for his latest spectacle, a prop to exploit for the sake of his insatiable followers. He approached her with the arrogance of youth, yanking at her raven-black locks and hurling venomous taunts into the night. He had no inkling that this woman was more than she appeared, that her ethereal presence hid ancient secrets and unspeakable power. For she was a witch, cursed to roam the realm of mortals, forever witnessing their foolishness and unearthing the depths of their malevolence. She had grown weary of their self-absorbed pursuits and callous disregard for the harmony of the universe. And in Jake, she saw the embodiment of everything she despised, a relentless seeker of hollow fame, trampling upon others for mere amusement. The witch's eyes bore into Jake's soul, piercing the layers of his shallow bravado. Her voice resonated like an echo from the abyss, filling his ears with a chilling prophecy. She laid upon him a curse, a penance for his sins, warning him that for every dangerous act he committed or harm he inflicted upon another, his body would succumb to a stasis, a petrified prison where he would be immobilized for an agonizing week. At first, Jake dismissed the witch's words as mere theatrics, an attempt to scare him into submission. He carried on with his audacious escapades, his swagger bolstered by the adoration of his followers. But the curse, like the relentless grip of an icy hand, began to manifest itself, sinking its gnarled claws deep into his soul. There were moments when his body would seize, as if gripped by invisible shackles, leaving him imprisoned within his own flesh. His once nimble limbs, poised for daring feats, transformed into leaden appendages, trapping him in a world of excruciating pain. The cheers and applause of his digital congregation turned to cries of concern and sympathy, but their fleeting empathy could not free him from the witch's vengeful grip. In his desperation, Jake sought solace in the arcane recesses of the supernatural. A clandestine group of experts, drawn to the enigma of his predicament, offered their guidance. They unraveled the threads of his curse, revealing the path to redemption, strewn with thorns of remorse and self-reflection. To break the witch's curse, Jake had to embark upon a treacherous journey, seeking absolution from the woman he had wronged and forsaking the treacherous path of danger. Reluctantly, Jake set off on this pilgrimage, his soul burdened by the weight of his past transgressions. He searched for the witch, wandering through twisted woods, shrouded in mist and the whispers of forgotten spirits. He encountered trials that tested his mettle, forcing him to confront the darkness within himself. The journey stripped away his ego, leaving behind a humbled soul yearning for redemption. And there, in the depths of a forgotten forest, he found her. The witch, cloaked in the shadowy embrace of ancient trees, beheld him with a gaze that pierced through the armor of his remorse. Jake dropped to his knees, his voice trembled as he offered his heartfelt apology, not for the sake of his followers or fleeting fame, but for the genuine pain he had inflicted upon her. The witch's eyes softened, her voice resonating with a wisdom forged by centuries of suffering. She accepted his apology, recognizing the sincerity that now resided within his fractured spirit. In that moment, the curse that had haunted Jake like a specter dissipated into the ether, setting him free from his icy prison. But the price of redemption was steep. The world he had once known, the adulation and fame that had consumed his every waking moment, crumbled like brittle bones beneath his trembling feet. His followers, once enamored by his perilous exploits, turned their backs on him, seeking new idols to worship. Jake became an outcast, shunned by the digital realm that had birthed him, stripped of the false allure that had captivated his soul. In the abyss of his solitude, however, Jake discovered the profound value of his newfound liberation. He found solace in the beauty of a life untethered from the shackles of reckless ambition, his heart nourished by the bonds of genuine connections and acts of kindness. He learned that true fame is not measured in likes or followers, but in the impact one leaves upon the world, the lives one touches with compassion and empathy. And so, as the curtain descended on his momentary infamy, Jake emerged from the crucible of his own making, a wiser, more humble soul. He understood the profound dangers of seeking fame at any cost, the perilous dance with darkness that could consume one's very essence. And with this newfound wisdom, he set forth upon a path of redemption, spreading the gospel of respect, kindness, and the weight of consequence to all who would listen.
I hope you enjoy the content I upload. If you like what I'm doing, why not think about clicking on the subscribe button to keep up to date on my uploads. Thank you all for the great support.
In the eerie outskirts of a small town, shrouded in the sinister whispers of the night, dwelled a social media sensation known as Jack. His online empire burgeoned with a legion of followers who thrived on the thrill of his audacious and death-defying stunts. But the fame that once fed his insatiable hunger for attention soon became a ravenous beast, gnawing at his soul, demanding ever greater sacrifices. Deep within the recesses of his twisted mind, Jack realized that his followers hungered for more than mere spectacles. They craved the macabre, the forbidden. Their insidious desires festered like a malignant tumor, urging him to plunge into the depths of darkness, to orchestrate a spectacle that would be etched into the annals of their collective nightmares. One fateful night, as Jack aimlessly scrolled through his social media feeds, an article seized his attention, a vile, clandestine trend seeping through the crevices of the digital realm. It whispered of invading private sanctuaries, of trespassing upon the lives of others, and capturing their agony on film. The depravity of it thrilled him, its forbidden allure beckoning him to partake in this malevolent dance. Donning a cloak of shadows, a black hoodie concealing his face, Jack armed himself with a camera and ventured into the murky abyss. His car slithered through the forsaken streets, the pulsating silence of the night a symphony of dread. His eyes alighted upon a dilapidated house that seemed forgotten, its decrepit visage exuding an irresistible temptation. Without hesitation, Jack crept towards it, drawn inexorably by the promises of viral infamy. As he slipped through a cracked window, the weight of the night pressed upon him, the air thick with the acrid scent of desolation. The walls whispered ancient secrets, and the floorboards groaned under the burden of forgotten sins. Jack's trembling hand steadied the camera, his heart pounding with a devilish mixture of exhilaration and dread. The lens captured his descent into the abyss, his every footstep echoing with trepidation. The house creaked and moaned, as if it were alive, basking in the wickedness it had witnessed. Jack's audience, those unseen voyeurs, indulged in his audacity, their voyeuristic thirst insatiable. Then, from the corner of his eye, a glimmer of malevolence flickered, a glimpse of horror too profound for human comprehension. The camera swiveled towards it, capturing the shadowy depths of the basement, a realm forged in the fires of damnation. There, bathed in a spectral glow, lay a lifeless corpse, its eyes vacant, a witness to untold suffering. Panic seized Jack's heart, a chilling realization coursing through his veins. He had stumbled upon a fresh atrocity, a recent slaughter painted in crimson hues. Fear eclipsed his lust for fame as he understood the implications. The house he had invaded was not abandoned, it was a crypt of unspeakable evil. A primal instinct awakened within Jack, compelling him to flee, to reveal this abomination to the world. But fate, merciless and unforgiving, intervened. The piercing sirens of approaching police cars shattered the night's fragile equilibrium. The authorities had been alerted to his intrusion, guided by the vengeful whispers of the darkness itself. In a cacophony of terror, they descended upon the house, sealing Jack's fate within its damning walls. They shackled him, their eyes filled with righteous indignation, as they uncovered the damning evidence of his unholy transgression, a camera saturated with his crimes, his ungodly union with the cadaverous specter below. The world recoiled in horror, their adoration warped into venomous scorn. Jack's fame, once a glowing beacon, flickered and died, devoured by the ravenous mob he had unknowingly nurtured. The notoriety that cloaked him now was a shroud of infamy, and the sinister whispers of his audience became a relentless chorus of condemnation. From the depths of his prison cell, Jack pondered the haunting lessons etched in the annals of his twisted legacy. The pursuit of fame, he realized, could be a descent into madness, a bargain that demanded an unconscionable price. The consequences of his insatiable hunger for followers had proven catastrophic, his own salvation forever lost within the hallowed halls of depravity. For those who dare tread the treacherous path of infamy, let this be a warning, a cautionary tale shrouded in the chilling echoes of Stephen King's malevolence. Not all quests for recognition should be heeded, for the price of fame can unleash a maleficence that shall devour the very fabric of one's soul, leaving nothing but a hollow vessel of eternal regret.